And he said that there's going to be a big war over there in, what is it?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. And he said that the Marines are going to be the first ones in and ain't going to last too long.
That's right, so if we don't sign up soon, we're gonna miss it. I've already decided I'm going in.
Really? Just like that?
Yeah, I'm not waiting. I'm going in now.
Come on, Ronnie, you're crazy.
No, you're crazy. Our dad's got to go to WW2. This is our chance to do something. To be part of history, guys.
Yeah, just like our dads.
You should think about what you're doing, you know, Ronnie? Come on. It could be dangerous over there, you know? You could get yourself killed. Did you ever think about that? Where you going, squirrel head? College? Well, I want to do something with my life. Yeah, I can get a degree in business administration.
Yeah, and you don't think you need to serve your country?
Don't you care about anybody but yourself? Huh? Better dead than red.
You know, I got missiles pointed at us everywhere. ICBMs.
They're coming in all around us.
Cuba now, 90 miles away.
Ronnie, we're taking over the
Yeah,
whole
when
world.
are we gonna stop them, huh?
Ronnie, you ain't Superman. You can't stop him away
Phenomenal
yourself.
theory. Communism is moving in everywhere.
Oh, yeah, sure. Where, Ronnie? I don't see them. They're not right here in Massapequa, so I'm just going to take care of number one. No, that's right, Timmy. Me. Stevie, number one.
Stevie, it's okay. Because someone's got to stay home with the women and children while the men go do the fighting.
That's right. You guys are nuts. And I'm getting out of here. All I'm saying is you should just think about it, you know? Just think about it, Ronnie.
Hey, Stevie, who you taking to the prom?
Wendy Daniels.
Wendy Daniels?
I desperately need to go away. Well, who are you taking, Joey?
These youths were many youths in the early 60s that were on the cusp of adulthood. They were faced with the decision to serve their country, go to college, or just simply work. Many made the choice to enlist, and that led to them fighting in one of the most controversial wars in American history, the Vietnam War. For the man that is the subject of this week's film, it led him down a path of despair, heroism, and ultimately renowned activist. Released in 1989 and based off the autobiography of the same name, Born on the 4th of July is the story of Ron Kovic, played by Tom Cruise, a man that enlists in the Marines and serves 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. It is during his second tour he is wounded and suffers a severed spinal cord due to a gunshot. This causes him to be paralyzed and sets him on an eventual path of activism. Our next clip is from a 1977 interview with Kovic following the release of his autobiography. In this clip, he speaks about his life growing up and why he chose to serve, and the wretched treatment he faced upon returning from Vietnam.
Top it all off, he was born on the 4th of July, so that every 4th of July when the country was celebrating his birthday, Ron Kovac was celebrating his birthday as well. The country was celebrating its birthday. Ron Kovac went to Vietnam and served not 1 but 2 tours of duty. In the second tour of duty, as you may already know, he was shot twice, once in the foot, and the second time, I think through his back, shattered his spinal cord, and he, Ron Kovac, was paralyzed from the chest down. This experience that he relates in his book called Born on the 4th of July is one of the most painful and ugly experiences I've ever read about. And I've wanted to have him here on Midday to share some time with you for a long time. So Ron Kovac is with us. You may remember he nominated Fritz Efaw at the Democratic National Convention here in New York last summer. Last week he was arrested for the 10th time at Kent State, protesting the controversy there about a gymnasium. Ron, you know how I feel about this. I'm fine. How are you?
Good to see you.
I want to share something. Normally, if you're one of my regular, viewers, if you watch our show, I'm essentially pretty relaxed during the interview. I am not going to say what will happen to me during this. I have found reading this book, Born on the 4th of July, which I finished about 8:20 this morning, to be a real emotional experience for me. I could feel your pain as I was reading this book. Let's not assume that everybody has read the book, or let's not assume that everybody knows everything about you. Let's just find out a little bit about your background.
I was born on the 4th of July in 1946, and I guess you could say I was an all-American boy. I loved this country. I believed in what John Wayne said, and howdy doody, Rudy Kazootie, Sergeant York. I was a child of the 50s. I can remember John F. Kennedy?
Of course.
Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I believe that, Bill. And I believed in America, and I believed that what we were doing in Vietnam was right. And I went, like millions of other young men.
When did you first go, Ron? What year did you enlist?
1964, September, I joined the United States Marine Corps because the ad down at the post office said, the Marine Corps builds men, body, mind, and spirit. And I wanted to be a man, and I wanted
Plus,
to
you were a
serve my
pretty
country.
tough guy. I mean, you were an athlete. You were a star wrestler.
I was the best pole vaulter at Massapequa High School. I was a real good wrestler, too.
Yeah, I know that. So you joined the Marines, and how did you feel about killing? I mean, you had played with guns and toys when you were a kid, just like I had, and just like a lot of people.
Well, the first person that I killed, Bill, was an American. And I didn't feel good about that at all. And the second group of people that I killed were Vietnamese children. And that made me feel worse.
But I mean going into it, Ron.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole mentality.
I don't know. I believe that all of us grew up with John Wayne, with whole movie, cinema image, the toy guns, the Madame Mattel submachine guns that we got every Christmas. The whole generation was prepped and hyped and conditioned by our culture, which is so violent and which so romanticizes war. We were ready to go. We were ready to fight. We thought that the war was going to be like the John Wayne movies, but it wasn't. It was different. And when we came home and tried to tell the American public about the reality of the Vietnam War, that it wasn't a war to help people, but it was a crime against humanity and against the Vietnamese people. And they didn't listen to us. They threw us in jail. They called me a traitor. They spit in my face.
In the film following his injury, Kovic is forced to stay at a veterans hospital in the Bronx, where the nursing staff abuses drugs. The conditions are horrible, with rats crawling around, and patients sleeping in their own feces in most cases, and struggling to get even the littlest things, such as a shower. This begins his disillusionment with America and its government. The next clip we hear is that this does run much deeper. Kovic, while sitting with his childhood friend, reflects on his injury. In this, we can hear the despair in his voice and the issues he has coming to terms with his permanent injury.
When did you get hit?
Me? Well, January 20th. Yes, someplace, Jesus, I don't even remember, near some river up in the DMZ. Walked into a whole battalion of them. Got shot in the foot, and I just got up running around like I was back in the woods again, like I was John Wayne or something, emptying a mag, screaming, "Come on, Charlie!" This loud crack above my right ear, and I just felt my body drop out from under me. Christ, I thought I was dead for sure.
How was the hospital?
Sucked, really.
I know. Bad. I'll tell you something, Ronnie. Sometimes at night, I get these headaches, Feel bad. And they just kind of come over me, They just come, like I'm going crazy or something. And I don't feel like me anymore, I feel like when they come, I feel like somebody else,
What can you do? What do you do when that happens?
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing, Well, mostly I do a lot of drugs. Do anything you can, man. You get through it any way you know how.
When I was in the hospital, I thought, yeah, this makes sense.
What makes sense?
Because I failed, Timmy.
What are you talking about?
Because I killed some people. I made some terrible mistakes.
Ronnie, Christ's sakes, we all made mistakes. I mean, you had no choice. That's something them goddamn pansy demonstrators ain't never gonna understand. Look, Ronnie, you don't even gotta talk about it. I mean, it was insane over there. It was crazy.
Sometimes I wish I'd... First time I got hit, I was shot in the foot. I could have laid down. I mean, paralyzed, castrated that day. Why? I was so stupid. I think, Timmy, I give everything I believe in, everything I got, all my values, just to have my body back again, just to be whole again. I'm not whole. I never will be, and that's the way it is, isn't it?
For Christ's sake, Ronnie.
It's your birthday. You're alive. You made it. Smile.
What makes this film truly powerful is seeing the evolution of Kovac. After the aforementioned deplorable conditions, his depression, drinking, and frequent fits of rage causing estrangement from his family, he becomes an activist and speaks against the war he strongly supported for so long, even a short time after his injury. Our final two clips show this difference. First, at a 4th of July parade in his hometown, Ron speaks after returning home. However, after a baby crying causes a flashback, he stops dead in his tracks. Then, at the 1972 Democratic National Convention, Ron is protesting and speaks out against his government and the war. Again, I want you all to hear the difference in words and tone in Kovac with these two scenes.
Ron, come over here and say a few words, would you please? Ron Kovac, ladies and gentlemen, was born on the 4th of July, 1946. Well, let's give him a big hand on his great birthday.
I just want to say for all the guys in Vietnam that we're doing our best. It's not an easy situation. But the boys' morale over there is real high. And you can feel confident that we are going to win that war. I serve my country. And I don't want you to feel sorry for me. Do not shed a tear. I have my hands, my eyes, my ears. I have my heart. And I have what I feel. I have what I feel is an unquenchable.
And now, Ron's protest.
Why are you here tonight? What do you have to say to these people?
My name is Ron Kovac. I'm a Vietnam veteran. My name is Ron Kovac. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm here tonight to say that this war is wrong, that this society lied to me, it lied to my brothers, lied to me, deceived the people in this country, tricked them into going 13,000 miles to fight a war against the poor peasant people who have a proud history of resistance, who have been struggling for their own independence for 1,000 years, the Vietnamese people. I can't find the words to express how the leadership of this government sickens me. Now, people say if you don't love America, then get the hell out. Well, I love America. We love the people of America very much, but when it comes to the government, it stops right there. The government is a bunch of corrupt thieves, they are rapists and robbers, and we are here to say that we don't have to take it anymore. We are here to say, we are here to tell the truth. They are killing our brothers in Vietnam. We want them to hear the truth tonight. We are here to spit in the face. We're never gonna let the people of the United States forget. You don't want to hear it? Never. Why don't you want to hear it? This wasn't some weird happening. And you're not gonna sweep it under the rug because you didn't like the ratings like some television show. This wheelchair, our wheelchairs, this steel, our steel is your Memorial Day on wheels. We are your Yankee Doodle Dandy come home. We are your Yankee Doodle Dandy come home.
let's reject any philosophy that would make us the divided people of America.
Some sort of scuffle or commotion has broken out on the floor of the convention. Disabled veterans protesting the war in Vietnam. We're going to try to get a microphone down there.
Why are they gassing us out in the parking lot? Why are they fighting us? Because it is a lie. The truth is that they have killed a whole generation of young men. They have sacrificed each generation of young men. Stop the bombing! Stop the bombing!
Let's give those who have served in Vietnam the honor and the respect that they deserve and that they've earned.
A film this powerful and memorable defies awards nominated for and won. It supersedes box office draw. But as is tradition with this show, we shall quickly go over those details. The film was the 10th highest grossing film of 1989. It was nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director for Oliver Stone, and Best Actor for Tom Cruise. And this is the film that truly showed his range as a performer. It won for Best Director, which was Stone's second award, and Best Sound Editing. However, the greatest award was the one Kovac gave Cruise as a birthday present and for his performance. Kovac gave Cruise his Bronze Star because he said Cruise showed great bravery in his performance. Finally, some might be asking why I chose this film for Memorial Day. I chose this film because there are times that I feel we all have a skewed view of the military. These young men and women choose to serve this country. They don't choose where they are sent. They serve knowing that wherever they are sent, that could end up being the place where they take their final breaths. To me, the Vietnam veterans are forgotten to a degree. They deserve the same respect and honor any other veterans have, surviving or otherwise. The only choice they made was to defend us, our honor, and freedoms. They didn't choose where they did this, the conditions they were under. And that is something that we all need to remember, not just on Memorial Day, not just on Veterans Day, but every day of every year. I hope you will join me next week when we will finally look at the 1989 film Major League. For WMNH and Matt Connarton Unleashed, this has been a Classic Film Review with Erich Pilcher.